Hello everyone. This is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and I wanted to do a quick video of some swaps that I received when I went to a demonstrator event this past weekend in Aiken. Our Southeast DDM, which is just Demonstrator Development Manager, actually came down and she spoke with us, as well as two other demonstrators that have been doing Stampin' Up for a while, and they kind of gave us some tips on how to grow our business and kind of, just talked about some things. And then one of the other things we did was we swapped, and then we also, I'll have a little sneak peek for you in a minute, as well. We also made one of the new kits that'll be coming out in October, that if you have the new mini catalog, you'll actually notice that kit in that catalog. And I think that is going to be our Christmas kit class that we create tags and then a couple cards with in December. So I'll keep you posted on that though, but I'll show you those sneak peeks. But anyway, so one of the things that we did was we swapped. And so it's a great time to just kind of meet other demonstrators and then get ideas on other ways to use the products that we have. And so I wanted to go through and show those cards to you. This one's really pretty. I don't know the name of all the stamp sets yet, so please don't please don't hold me on that. I don't know who created this one. Unfortunately, they didn't leave their information. Sometimes this one was mine, and I'll show you. I always put a little card in mine so that people have my information, that I was the one that created it. So this was mine. This is actually going to be a a YouTube live coming up. So, and then there was this one, and this one was Regina. So she put her information on the back there. I'll make sure I don't show her number quite like I just did, right? All right, this one is Nicole Bloxam, I think is how you pronounce her last name. And this is gorgeous. I love this one. This is some of my favorite paper, but what she did was she actually cut the DSP. So what you see here with the green lines is actually not the designer series paper. It's actually the cardstock. So she cut that to give it those lines in it, which I love that. So pretty. And then of course she added a little bit more of that on the inside. I'm gonna stick that inside the card so I don't get it mixed up. And then there's this one. This one is gorgeous. So this is some of the designer series paper from our, and this one is done by Angie Croft. And this is Traditions of Christmas, I think is what it's called. I think it's Traditions of Christmas. So that's from the designer series paper, but so pretty. This in the background, which we have done before if you've been around here for a long time, this is actually heat embossed, this little back piece back here. So she put the Versamark straight down on a piece of cardstock and then put the embossing powder on top and then heated it up so it gives it a little bit more texture too. So anyway, and then this is a new embossing folder here in the background. So I love this card. All right, and then there's this one. I'm gonna make sure I don't show you their information because I don't want to share their phone numbers or addresses with people. So this one was done by Linda McLinden. And this is one of the new stamp sets too. And she stamped it and then she colored it using the watercolor pencils. So very, very pretty. And of course, this is probably one of my favorite Christmas sets right here. This one is done by Lisa Ware. And this, I love this, and I might do a Christmas to go class on this one or the gingerbread. I haven't fully thought about it, but this one reminds me of kind of doing a cookbook a little mini cookbook. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I've been processing which one to do, but I love this stamp set. It is one of my favorites. Okay, and then there's this one here, and this one is by, oh, let me see if I can open it. Sometimes my fingers struggle. Okay, so this one right here, which is gorgeous, and this is the Perfectly Pear Designer Series paper, which I love because I love the patterned paper on the back. This is by Elaine Weinenberger, I think is how you pronounce her last name. She's actually the lady that I met who sat at my table. So this one's really pretty. And then, of course, that's, you know, that's one of my favorite embossing folders in the background, too. So that helps as well, right? Okay, this one, maybe I should have taken these out before I did the video, but, you know, what fun is it for you not to have to watch me do all of that? Okay. This one is done by Cheryl Shade. And I'm going to see if I can cross out her information here other than her name. But look at her business card. I love that. So this one here, and I love how she cut the Designer Series paper and then put it like backed with squares in the background. But I love the Perfectly Pear bundle, suite, whatever you want to call it. It's a pretty one. So, all right, and I don't know who did this one. This is the other one that I'm not sure on, but this one's really pretty. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know what set this comes from at all, but it's embossed. So it's got to be an embossing folder and then colored, which means that she took a lot of time to create 21 cards with this. So God bless her on that, because it is a gorgeous card. It's simple, which I love, but I'm not sure about that. Who did that one? Okay, this one was done by Carol. I'm gonna say Corey. I am not sure 100% on that, but this one is really pretty. I like that flower. I love how she has the heat emboss splattered in the background. I maybe should have asked her how she did that. So that one's really pretty too. And then of course this one, and y'all know I love this set. I've used this one many times. And now, see, I forgot the name because I'm not looking at it. But it is called the Shepherd's Care. I always want to put the in front of it. But it's called Shepherd's Care. And it came out last year. But I love how she did this. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, and this is by Amy Sexton. All right. I got to put that piece with it. Oh, you know what? That was wrong. The Elaine one from earlier, that was not the lady I was sitting with. This one is the lady I was sitting with, and her name was Elaine too. Hold on, let me open this. Her name was Elaine Holland. I thought that was a different location from where she was from. So apparently we had two Elaines, and I didn't know that. But she did this one, and I love this one. This is the... From the Designer Series paper, both of these pieces are. So, and then she, of course, did some splattering with an actual stamp in the background on it. So, and then this one, I can tell you is Michelle, because she sent me all of hers before. If you don't know Michelle, she's on my team, Michelle Bunt, and she did this one. She sent me several different cards to pick from for her to do. And then I'm going to show you a couple cards that she gave me as well from doing it. But that is Michelle's. And then there's this one. And gosh, you know, I love this one because it's the pumpkins. This one is Diane Suarez. And I love that paper because I've been working a lot with it for the retreat. So, but I love the pumpkins. Love, love, love. And then this one is a fun fold, and I haven't even taken this one out yet. So we're going to take it out and see how it all opens. This one is done by Karen Blizzard Madden. So Karen Madden. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. All right. I like that. That actually might not be hard to case. Yeah. And then that's where you could put your little bit of writing. I like that. Okay, so that was Karen Madden. This one here didn't have a name on it either. And again, it's the Perfectly Pear. So you know I love it. And then here are some extra cards that Michelle gave me because when she was sending me all her cards to pick which one that she should do for her swap, this is the one I picked. I loved this one. And she wanted something a little bit simpler because she'd have to emboss all of this and, So she ended up picking something that was a little bit more simpler because when you have to prepare 21 of them, it does take a lot. So she brought me these cards that she had been working on that I absolutely love. And of course, she did some linen thread on this one with a bow, which just made me happy because I love linen thread with a bow. And then we've got these two. And then that one as well. All right, so those are all the swaps that I received from this past weekend. I hope you enjoyed these. And if you have any questions, let me know. I will let you know that there is an ordering incentive, and I will have that posted later tonight. And I've got one more thing to show you. If you purchase $50 before tax and shipping this week, you will get a free embellishment for me. That is from the new mini catalog. So just know that. And then the other thing is, let me grab it. At the end of the week, I'm going to draw a name for this bag here. This is a bag that Stampin' Up, it was an April sales incentive craft tote, and I earned it, and I've done nothing with it. So I figured, why not pass it along to someone? So if you order $50 or more from the online store, you'll get a free embellishment, and you'll get your name into the drawing for this beautiful bag right here. Okay. And I'll get all that posted later tonight. The other thing is, I'm going to show you these real quick. So this is a new kit that is coming out in October from Stampin' Up. They're tags, and they're so cute. There's no stamping with it. None at all. So it is quick and easy to put together when you follow the instructions. I love it. Of course, it does have glitter on it, but guess what? Nothing comes off. Yay! So, you make 3 of each, so you get 3, 6, 9, 12. So there's 12 tags total in the kit, which actually comes in handy when you're doing Christmas, and then you don't have to, you can have something that spruces up your gifts and make them look sparkly and fun. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.